santai tapi berbobot.
Audio Jungle.
Halo teman-teman sahabat-sahabat, kita sampai ke seri ke-11 electric vehicle. Saya sendiri lagi nih. Ini bukan electric vehicle sih, ini cuman memori aja. Ingat kendaraan ini tahun 60-an, 62 ya, zaman Ganevo. Kita pernah impor.
ハンドルのエンジンと基本的には同じ音ですが、排気量が 50cc アップしてます。
Sekelompok montir-montir di Jepang lagi pawai. Kita pakai buat kendaraan angkutan penumpang. Aslinya diciptakan oleh Daihatsu untuk angkutan barang. Ini lucu. Ada orang belum ngerti kali ya, charging listrik ke elektrik. Ditungguin. Boya ngopi dulu mas, kan setengah jam minimal. Nah, Cina udah ciptakan mesin hidrogen untuk kereta api. Tapi belum beroperasi ya, mungkin ini di tahap percobaan. Nah, ini Om Freddy mesti challenge kita. Kenapa sih kita nggak kembangkan hidrogen car? Nah, ada 3 cuplikan menerangkan hidrogen car. Yang pertama performance ya, memang tapi di compare dengan price masih mahal. Memang performanya tinggi. Kita coba lihat.
Let's talk about what we really care about here at Donut, all right? Performance. Sure, hydrogen cars are expensive and a pain to refuel, but if they're faster and more fun to drive, then maybe they might be worthy of consideration, right? Take a look at the hydrogen-powered Hyperion XP1, which boasts a range of 1,000 miles, 1,000 horsepower, and claims to go from 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds, reaching a top speed of 220. And
Sampai 1.000 mil. Lebih dari 1.000 kilometer tuh. Tapi ongkos pengisiannya juga lebih mahal. Nah, prosesnya tuh seribet ini. Dia pakai elektrokimia. Pakai katalis lempengan platinum untuk memisahkan elektron dari protonnya. Sesudah terpilah, elektronnya itu tinggal elektron, dia mengalir untuk memutar motor listrik.
Compressed hydrogen atoms with a hydrogen ion is literally just a proton. The positively charged protons are attracted to the negative terminal and peel off, running through the electrolyte. Only protons have the ability to pass through the electrolyte since it's a special polymer. The free electrons, now free of their protons, they flow through the outer circuit towards the motor. As they do so, they power the electric motor which drives the car's wheels, eventually arriving at the negative terminal. And at that negative terminal, the protons and electrons recombine with oxygen from the air in a chemical reaction creating H2O. This is the water that comes right out of the exhaust.
Keluar dari motor listrik, dia bersatu lagi sama protonnya, dan ketemu oksigen, jadi air lagi. Jadi dari knalpot keluarnya air. Itu ceritanya. Nah, ini komparasi soal efisiensinya.
Hydrogen is decently better than gasoline-powered cars. But since electric vehicles use the electricity directly without having to convert it into anything, they make about 80% efficiency. This is twice as efficient as a fuel cell vehicle, making hydrogen cars inefficient when compared to their electric cousins, meaning they require twice as much energy to power. Hydrogen is a surprisingly worse alternative than EV vehicles, but still more efficient than a gas-powered cars. Maybe one day, despite all the current barriers, some technological breakthrough will occur and hydrogen cars will rule the road.
Jadi, electric vehicle lebih efisien karena listriknya langsung. Nah, efisiensinya dia kalah sama electric vehicle, tapi katanya masih lebih efisien dari mesin bensin dan mesin diesel. Untuk berkembang selanjutnya dan menyaingi electric vehicle, masih dibutuhkan research lagi atau lompatan teknologi lagi untuk membuat dia bisa lebih efisien. Itu katanya. Apa yang kita perlu ketahui tentang electric vehicle? Ya, ada beberapa tentang letak baterai. Kemudian ada baterai umum, baterai untuk start seperti mobil bensin, mobil diesel juga. Kemudian ada standar plug-nya untuk charging dan bagaimana bekerjanya.
Usually an electric car will have a motor at the front or at the back, or sometimes at the back and at the front, or sometimes two at the back, two at the front. There's a lot of different combinations, but basically those motors get their energy from a battery, but not this battery. That is the 12-volt battery pack you get in every single.
Ya, itu baterai 12 volt, itu untuk start mesin. Ya, semua mobil termasuk mobil bensin pakai itu.
Car, including EVs. Traction battery is normally packaged nice and low along the floor of the vehicle because it's so massive, and that's the best place for it to fit. You plug it in. It really is.
Traction baterainya itu umumnya diletakkan di bawah, ya, di deck di bawah kaki kita.
As simple as that.
And you can technically charge your car at home without having a driveway by using a system that tucks the cable along the pavement, like this one from KerboCharge. Quickest type of charging is from a public rapid charger.
100
Nah, yang charging di rumah itu untuk listrik bolak-balik. Kan listrik di rumah AC ya, bolak-balik.
115,000 watts, aka 115 kilowatts, and that's the equivalent of 154 horsepower.
Itu konversi ya, tenaganya dalam watt itu ekuivalen dengan 154 horsepower.
The reason that the speed of charging slows down as batteries get fuller is because overcharging is a bad idea, and the battery management systems in the cars need to slow down the rate of charge to prevent that from happening. It's a bit like this. I've got a bottle of water and this little pot here. When I start charging, I can go quite quickly, can't I? But then as I get to the top, I've got to slow it down and fill it more gradually to prevent overfilling. DCS stands for Combined Charging System, and that's because it's actually two charge ports in one. The top one is what's called a Type 2, and that's what fits your regular Type 2 plug at home. And then there's a little bottom bit down here with two extra prongs which allow DC charging. If you go to a public charger, what you'll notice is that they look exactly like a Type 2, but with two little extra prongs.
Yang disebut Type 2 itu yang atasnya itu kalau colokin di rumah pakai listrik bolak-balik. Nah, yang di bawah sebetulnya itu yang untuk fast charging. Fast charging itu umumnya arus arah DC.
On the end.
Nah, ini tentang
EVs require a lot of raw materials mined from the earth, usually in places like the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Australian outback, or Chile. And they leave behind a lot of local environmental devastation and human rights abuses. And that is only going to get worse, apparently, as EVs get more popular.
ya, jadi banyak membutuhkan logam-logam dari tanah pertambangan, ya ada kobalt, nikel, aluminium. Jadi makanya mereka di yang seri ke-10 kita udah tunjukin Cina dan Eropa berupaya recycle untuk mengurangi ketergantungan pada penambangan, karena penambangan itu banyak isunya, isu lingkungan, isu eh, human rights segala macam, kerja paksa mempekerjakan anak-anak segala macam. Jadi itulah ceritanya. Nah, VW, ngomong-ngomong, VW katanya mau layoff, tapi nggak tahu, mungkin dipertahankan supaya nggak jadi tutup ya. Tapi dia sebetulnya udah bikin VW kombi hybrid dan EV yang bagus modelnya, dan eh, performanya juga lumayan.
2025 Volkswagen minivan is available in two powertrain options, a hybrid that balances fuel economy with performance and an all-electric version for zero-emissions driving.
Modelnya oke kan? Zero emission. Ya hybrid sama ada versi EV. Nah, zaman dulu mungkin di Indonesia nggak begitu populer, tapi di Eropa mobil bak VW itu
Thanks to the electric motor that provides instant torque, and advanced regenerative braking helps to maximize efficiency. Whether you're weaving through urban streets or taking it out on the open road, the
sehingga dia berusaha bikin versi listriknya karena ini lumayan laku di Eropa.
2025 Volkswagen Beetle isn't just a car, it's a lifestyle choice that stands out in the world of electric vehicles.
Ya, lumayan jadi lifestyle katanya di Eropa. Honda SUV yang disebut Prologue ini di Amerika sama Kanada lagi populer.
The all-new, all-electric Prologue SUV.
Hit me with the range. In America, the range is up to 300 miles or 482 kilometers for the front-wheel drive model, and then in Canada, it's up to 450 kilometers because the all-wheel drive model is standard. So yes, it's less, but it'll be the same as in the States with the all-wheel drive model.
Ya. Range-nya bisa hampir 500 kilo ya, jadi mungkin Jakarta Semarang lebih dikit tanpa recharge. Jadi kalau kita pakai di Jawa, ya sampai di Semarang baru cari charging lagi. Ya, dan katanya bannya itu khusus ya anti sliding lah ya. Jadi di jalan raya maupun di off-road dia performance bannya itu mencegah sliding. Gitu yang bisa di-share kali ini. Menarik bukan? Dan berikutnya tayangan 95. Kita belum putuskan, mungkin kita masuk ke alam dan manusia. Sampai ketemu lagi di tayangan berikutnya bagi pencinta alam dan manusia. Sampai ketemu, makasih.
Santai tapi berbobot.